Questioning Kelly and Michael's family and friends didn't produce any evidence that Kelly had ever complained about abuse either. But she had apparently complained plenty about Michael.
They all described that. Kelly complained constantly about Michael. Disgusted with Michael. I can't stand Michael. Every negative word in the book. Did she ever describe any physical abuse?
Welcome back from the break. You better have sat there and watched every single advert and not got up for a pee or made a cup of tea. Our sponsors will be mad if you did. They paid a lot of money for those adverts, you know. Anyhow, did you manage to find out which video game star first started out as the carpenter? If you said Nintendo mascot Mario, you are indeed correct. So sadly, he was never credited on any of their albums. Thanks for playing, and see you next time on that great questionnaire.
He admitted he'd done little other than offer advice.
He asked her, did you check for a pulse?
Warning! The following final 5 entries in our top 10 rip-offs were so plagiarizing that they ended up in lawsuits with courts and men in funny wigs and hammers and stuff. Viewer discretion is advised. Not really sure why it's not really offensive, but it's interesting to know nonetheless. Please move on. As anyone will tell you, karate is truly a man's sport. Any athletic event that involves you kicking each other in the throat until you fall over whilst wearing pyjamas is truly a man's game. So it was only fitting that Daytree saw fit to make an arcade game of this king of sports in 1985, the aptly titled Karate Champ.
Whilst pretty much taken for granted now, a one-on-one fighting game was unique and refreshing to our young mid-80s mind and caused quite a stir, using 2 joysticks to perform.
What?
She didn't call the police for about 70 minutes after she strangled him. She waits and she calls up Jeremy Bryan.
And there was still the question of just why she called Jeremy. Was it simply a...
all manner of punches and kicks. Well, aimed, as they didn't really use animal sticks. But it did mean children across the world could now enjoy this priceless sport without having to be rushed off with
She calls up an individual that she's carrying on an extramarital affair with.
Jeremy told the investigators he first met Kelly on an internet dating site where she went by the screen name of Sexy Trini.
She was from Trinidad, and that was one of the names. She's Sexy Trini.
According to Jeremy, they started hanging out before she met Michael, but they had continued to see each other after Kelly had gotten married. And Michael, according to his mother, had started getting suspicious.
He knew something wasn't right, because he would say to me, no matter why she go to Brooklyn so much, why she stays in Brooklyn.
I think that was one of the frustrations that Michael had with Kelly, is that she was still carrying on with men on the phone and on the internet.
On November 23rd, Michael's
Company goes to System 3's International Karate, or IK as it's more commonly known.
Created by Archie McLean, who created other classics such as Jimmy White's Snooker, Archie McLean's Mercury and McLean's Toothpaste, the game let you battle against one other opponent.
I thought it was 2 opponents.
No, that was a sequel, IK Plus.
Ah, but as you heard from the guy on the warning screen earlier, this rip-off ended in a lawsuit. So who better to tell you than everyone's favourite video game lawyer? No, not Jack Thompson, but Phoenix Wright. Are you there, Phoenix?
Hey, yes, I'm here, but I can't talk for long. I got a libel case against some moppet for saying playing violent video games can give you anal warts starting in 10 minutes.
Okay. Can you tell us what happened with the Karate Champ lawsuit Team Daytree's System 3?
Let me remember. Ah, yes. Well, Daddy East initially won the case and managed to get all copies removed from shelves, only for System 3 to appeal in a higher court and have the ruling overturned, with the judge ruling you can't sue a game for being like another, otherwise publishers would be consistently suing each other left, right, and center.
Left, right, and centre.
Wow, you're a real freaking comedian, aren't you?
I was just making a joke, you idiot.
Idiot? That's slander, sir. I can take.
Whoa, whoa! I don't like this guy, Larry. We could have had It's My Yard doing this bit for a 5 or less.
But we had him killed off.
Killed off? This sounds like a case for fit.
We didn't kill anyone. It was Dr. Action. Karate Champ and IK coming at number 5.
You need to watch your mouth, Larry. You don't know who might be listening.
I was relieved. I woke up to come out and there were cameras everywhere, and I just ran to the car.
She was optimistic. Everybody was optimistic because the lawyers were
Watching the entire scene unfold, Michael finally feels they'd never see justice.
If Sega taught us only one thing with Crazy Taxi, it was that taxi drivers weren't just late middle-aged men or immigrants overcharging us for fares and annoying us with banter about some third-rate celebrity they had in the back of their cab several months earlier. But taxi drivers were in fact all Californian surfers determined to get us to our destination no matter what the cost or loss of life.
It came as a surprise to everyone to know how fun it was to be a taxi driver, tearing around the streets and pick up the next fare. So it's a wonder why they always moped around looking miserable.
The game was even a killer app on their short-lived Dreamcast console, making Live for All at least another 3 weeks. Not forgetting its not very good sequel, and better, but not quite as good Xbox release to round up the trilogy.
So it's that time again. Who could have had the audacity to knock off such a great Sega game?
Why, that had to be The Simpsons Road Rage for PS2, GameCube and Xbox. A game based on the antics of the hilarious Simpsons cartoon series. Well, the first 9 series anyway. It's really gone downhill since then.
Yeah, you played as several members of the Simpsons cast who all must rally round Springfield collecting fares as Mr. Burns has bought all the public transportation in the town for some unknown reason.
That dastardly scoundrel.
Well, it's time again to find out what sort of court order came about because of this evenest copying crime.
Symptoms of ketoacidosis include difficulty breathing, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, confusion, and unusual fatigue or sleepiness. In more severe cases, Invokana has led to organ failure, coma, or even death. If you or a loved one have taken Invokana and have been diagnosed with kidney failure or hospitalized with ketoacidosis, call Invokana Alert now. You may be entitled to significant compensation. Our network of attorney partners have years of experience fighting big pharmaceutical companies and is willing to fight for you. Call Invokana Alert for a free confidential consultation. Please call 800-657-7186. Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. And your wallet. You miss precious moments. You're not living life to its fullest.
It is a hassle wearing either glasses or contacts.
The LASIK Vision Institute could be what you've been searching for. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye, and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our nationwide network of LASIK surgery centers offers comprehensive, reliable, and affordable vision improvement services.
LASIK Vision Institute gave me a gift, and the gift of sight.
Better vision can be both safe and easy with the LASIK Vision Institute. Our simple 3-step process begins with a pre-evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery.
That staff was always very thorough with answering questions and making me feel comfortable.
Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. On average, your LASIK surgery should be complete in just 15 minutes. The majority of patients return back to most activities, including work, the following day.
Copying crime. So let's bring back Phoenix Wright to tell us the outcome of the case.
Oh, don't ask him on again, Larry.
Well, it was such an open and shut case. In 2003, Sega filed a patent infringement lawsuit, but it never actually reached court. Sega, Fox Interactive, and EA reached an out-of-court settlement instead for an undisclosed amount of money, and everybody toddled off happy as can be. Apart from Sega, who never made any more new Crazy Taxi games for some reason.
I could have said what he said, Larry. Look, it's all written in the script.
It sounds better coming from a lawyer.
Lawyer? Phoenix Wright is just a pixelated sprite. A fictional character that doesn't exist in real life.
I'll have you know, saying I'm just an image is a defamation of character. I could have you for slander.
Libel, actually, as it's written here in the script.
Don't get smart with me, boy!
Boy? Now who's insinuating defamation of character?
Please, guys, we've got another 3 to go. Although The Simpsons Road Rage was generally a clone with a license slapped on, as most rip-offs are, it did also include a pretty awesome, innovative, even 2-player mode, which no Crazy Taxi had until the PSP version was released in 2007. But who owns one of them, eh? But The Simpsons Road Rage taxis in at number 4.
I really hate that right.
One must protect
Today's honourable mentions first of all goes to Seymour, an egg slug potato sort of thing. I don't know what he is. That is basically a complete rip-off of Codemasters' classic Dizzy series. Though it doesn't make the list, as Seymour and Dizzy are made by the exact same company. Though why you'd want to rip off your own property, I've no idea.
And our second honourable mention goes to the PS2 and PC FPS classic Red Faction, which is an utter clone of the original Half-Life. Red Faction is an overlooked classic and we highly recommend you go check it out. We really only mentioned it here because we've not had our compulsory Half-Life mentioned here yet this episode, and we need to fill our quota.
Would you like a lollipop?
When Super Mario Bros. Was first released, you know, not one person said this is a bit of a Pitfall, really.
So this nomination is about Super Mario ripping off Pitfall?
No, I just put my point out.
But Super Mario Bros. Was the game that helped Nintendo get a foothold in the console market. At least in the US anyway. Sega were trouncing them over here.
He brought so many things to the table that we take for granted nowadays, like huge scrolling levels to explore. It was extremely challenging. They even had secret level warps. All whilst playing as an overweight immigrant whose day job is sticking his hand down a bog picking out poo.
Yeah, Nintendo never really did capitalise on that side of the Mario franchise, did they?
Well, I'm sure the concept of being constantly rescuing a two-timing princess who sleeps with a dinosaur with ginger hair was much more appealing.
So, Mr. Bundy, if it's not Mario that's the nominee, what exactly is it, sir?
Well, our third position goes to the Great Gianna Sisters. Now, in all fairness, the Great Gianna Sisters was a pretty good game.
But that's because it was pretty much a pixel-for-pixel clone of Super Mario.
Well, they did replace the Goombas with owls.
So by your definition, swapping a walking mushroom with a nocturnal flying predator makes it an original game?
Well, no, but...
Look, Mr. Locke, we all know the reason you're standing up for Mr. Mario is because of your recent harassment of said plumber and his court order against you. Look, I've got the video here as proof.
Where did you get that from?
Larry put it on X-League's web TV.
Oh, well done, Larry.
Okay then, Mr. Wright. It's obvious that the Great Gianna Sisters was a cash-in on the Mario craze, or at least a way to get the game onto non-Nintendo systems. But do tell us what came about it.
Simple. It's a textbook case, so I know it off by heart. Within days of Rainbow Arts releasing the game, Nintendo put an injunction on the title, forcing the company to remove the game from shelves and even canceling the Spectrum port to re-release a month later. Though, USA Gold in the UK thought it was funny to re-release the game anyway, advertising it as The Brothers Are History. Funny, until they felt the wrath of the almighty Nintendo lawyer anyway.
Though ironically, because of the injunction, the game gained a cult following in the underground black market, and it's now the second most pirated title in video game history. Also, finding a box retail copy of the Great Gianna Sisters is one of gaming's holy grails. In fact, you're more likely to actually find the Holy Grail itself, as a box copy is so rare.
And after all that interesting irony, the Dookie Divers clone makes it in at number 3.
Oh, before we move on, I've got to show you this really freaky picture of Mario on a pirated Famicom card. I know they're trying to avoid copyright infringement, but boy, they didn't have to make it look like my freaky uncle that I've had a restraining order against since I was a kid. But I'd rather not talk about that. Painful memories.
Pain.
Shut up!
I thought he's going to testify, at least somebody going to take that thing.
Well, no guesses what this title is. From the moment you see that guy who isn't even in the game get punched, you know it's Street Fighter 2.
What? I thought it was Lemmings. Oh, hang on. If this is about a Street Fighter rip-off...
And testified against it. I think that was pretty strong.
Prosecutors didn't ask jurors to take Jeremy's word for it either. Calling the medical examiner to the stand, they reminded the jury that Michael had suffered a heart attack barely a month before his death.
When he got out of the hospital in no condition to care for himself.
Weeks later, would he have been in any condition to initiate the violent struggle Kelly had described to police? According to prosecutors, the answer was no. To reinforce the point, they asked the medical examiner to testify about the medications Michael was taking. According to his testimony, not only had Michael been in no shape to start a fight, he'd barely been able to defend himself.
He would have been basically physically injured. Lack of muscle coordination, weak, lethargic. Certainly somebody that would not threaten Kelly Forbes.
The proof, they said, was how Kelly had somehow managed to escape what she claimed had been a life-or-death struggle, relatively unscathed. In fact, the only injuries Kelly had suffered were bruises on her wrists and arms. But prosecutors claimed these were the result of Michael's desperate, dying attempt to pry his wife off of him.
These were bruises that Michael most likely inflicted as he was breathing his last breath.
When it came time to present their case, Kelly's attorney turned the toxicology evidence on its head, arguing that several of the medications in Michael's system could, in certain situations, result in adverse side effects where a person might become more violent.
The side effects of the drugs that were in Michael's system could cause one to be violent, to have mood swings, to become irrational, to hallucinate.
And if the drug had caused Michael to become violent, it wouldn't have been the first time. Michael, as the defense revealed, had an extensive history of drugs and violence.
He had rapes, robberies, all of which came out, and the jury had full knowledge of that.
One of the drug dealers working under him did not pay his drug debt. So Michael and some other guys went to this drug dealer's house, duct taped the guy's girlfriend, and raped her and held her hostage so that the drug dealer would come back and pay his drug debt.
As the defense attorneys walked jurors through Michael's rap sheet, the courtroom sat in stunned silence. No one more so than Kelly.
There he was, conspicuous on all the charges, most of the charges, attempted murder, rape, robbery, and I was there, shocked as everyone else, but I didn't know.
Some of the charges had been dismissed, but others had led to convictions that landed Michael in jail. However, all of them were more than 3 decades old. Michael had done his time, putting his years in prison to use by learning a trade. And once he'd gotten out, he'd opened a barbershop and turned his back on his old ways. Or had he?
According to the records that we subpoenaed and were introduced into evidence, Michael Forbes was claiming about $45,500 a month of income from that barbershop. So one legitimate question that we asked, and that really was never answered to our satisfaction, was where's Michael Forbes getting this money from?
The Forbes family, who felt so confident after Jeremy Bryant's testimony days before, suddenly started to worry.
That was hard. I always tried to say that we needed to strengthen the drug case.
The prosecutors scrambled to shift the jury focus from Michael's past to the
2,000 years later, 6.5 hours later, a few inches later, day 2, day 3, day 4, a few moments later, 1 eternity later, 3 days later, 12 seconds later, 3:28 a.m., 3 weeks later, many months later. So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one. Tomorrow for sure, eventually, 12 o'clock midnight, 2 hours later, meanwhile, 8:01 p.m. the next day, later, 20 minutes later, 6 hours later, several bad puns later, 1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later. Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Why do I have a minivan? Oh, ow. You're welcome. Well, okay, achieves the highest number of headshot skills on players. Well, into the river.
Remember, insurance only covers you if you're in an accident, but that's just half the equation. Endurance is the other half, protecting you from your car
Just around myself.
Today, Nora is all grown up. It's
Around myself.
and she still loves something fresh, infinitely cool. Be inspired by Zero. When you can find personal special color of the year up to 70% off. Something you. Shop Zero's.
What's going on, huh? All right. You guys ready for that big race? Go. All right. Oh, no, we were fine. Everybody. That's why I run it today. And your life insurance paid off? Oh, I'll be right back. You having $7? No. No, just hearing from calls, yeah.
Stop it! Stop talking!
Why you always retaliating?
Sorry.
Trans-Americans, they offer great term policies for people like us. But right now, kids in the house, exactly.
What?
$50,000 for $60,000.
This.
That's all. Check out
My phone.
the site. See? You can play around with how much you want to bet.
You're supposed to be playing the game, not making the record.
Have you been putting off life insurance? Now you don't have to. Learn more about term life coverage from Trans-American Life Insurance.
What?
And choose just the coverage you need. 100,000, 500,000, or higher for just the years you need. Call the toll-free number to speak to a representative, or visit the website for more information on what Trans-America can offer you. We'll help your family maintain their lifestyle today and in the future. Best of all, it fits your budget. $250,000 of coverage as low as $60. So whether you're just married, starting a family, or already looking ahead, the time for life insurance is now. Call or click today. Call 1-888-872-9889 or visit transamericanprotect.com for more information. 1-888-872-9889. Call now. No path to recovery is a straight line. But when you're ready,
Hello?
to Sierra Tucson, treating mind, body, and spirit with the most advanced clinical and
No one's joining.
doctors and therapists who have made Sierra Tucson the leader in addiction and behavioral health treatment for 30 years. Step out of your business. Focus on recovery. Miracles can happen. Sierra Tucson, where change begins.
On June 16, 2008, Kelly Forbes was seated at the defendant's table in a Nassau County, New York criminal court. Accused of strangling her husband to death, the 29-year-old widow was awaiting the verdict in her manslaughter trial, a verdict that appeared to hinge on her claims of self-defense and her late husband's extensive criminal record.
It was very plausible that a jury would be able to grab onto it and find a reasonable doubt.
Moments later, the jury announced it had reached a decision. In the crowded court,
Okay, finally someone's doing. Oh my god.
guilty.
Andy left. Okay. Okay.
She was silent at first and then she started to cry. She could have went under the finger like that. This flat. That is her.
2 months later.
Kelly's defense attorneys were almost as dismayed. There was, however, still one more fight left. 8 weeks later, Kelly was back in court for sentencing.
No. No, don't fall. God damn it.
This was like first time ever getting in trouble. So everyone was expecting, something minimal.
She'd only be disappointed again.
When the judge said 21 years, I cracked. I didn't even have a reaction. I just sat there. He spoke. I was just shocked.
Kelly's sentence was only 4 years short of the maximum, but Michael's family was disappointed as well. In fact, for Michael's mother, even the full 25 years wouldn't have been enough.
This wouldn't satisfy me, but it would make me feel a lot better if they would have given her the same thing she gave him.
She could have been honest with Michael and said this is not going to work. But she chose him because he was generous. And she just wanted it all without.
But Kelly doesn't see it quite the same way. Now in prison, she sticks by her story.
Mom, look.
Struggled,
Mom,
maintaining that she
look.
killed Michael
Look.
in order to save herself.
3, 2, 1. Look. Look. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing.
The cat still in there?
Yep. Did he get his car out?
Judging by the bruise on the neck, she was strangled to death. You know what that means? 9 times out of 10.
The killer knew the victim.
That's right. She didn't die here either. She was dragged over here and posed like this. Look at her. Arms crossed, crucifix in her hands.
Like she's laid out at her own wake.
Yeah.
Some kind of ritual?
Or a mocking gesture. Who is she?
Kathleen D'Amato, 20 years old. Kings County Community College ID. Resides in Brooklyn.
No, not anymore.
What?
She kind of reminds me of the pretty Italian girl in high school that all the Irish boys fell in love with.
The one that got away?
No. The one that married.
Sir?
Carmen Baker. We're gonna need 10 minutes. Tell my detail.
Yes, sir.
About an hour ago, 2 Miami cops were shot by an ex-NYPD officer, one fatally.
No, not sick like in that way, and hurting.
Something positive on the ID. The cop who survived was an investigator who turned him down for the job in their department.
You know, Friday I
The
realized.
name is one Pedro Mendoza. 6 years on the job here. Retired in NYPD? No, terminated. They're gonna want a psych report, termination transcripts, all the evaluations. They have some of that from his application. The rest I reported up to be released to them pending. Go ahead. And reach out to his former CO, see if we can harvest anything about his personal life. Good idea. What about the fatality? A sergeant, 15 years on the job, wife and 2 kids. Baker gave me cheap books to the Miami PD. Frank? I know it's not on us, but it's like a punch in the gut anyway.
I hate this part.
All they want are answers, and all I got are questions. Yes, sir. Detective Reagan, Detective Byers, Kathleen's father. Miss Delano. I'm very sorry for your loss, sir. We have a few questions we need to ask. I think you might be up for it right now. Right this way.
Well, from what I was reading, it says you're active.
Yes, I'm thankful she's going to have to go through this. Mr. Delano, can you tell us when was the last time you had contact with your daughter? Yeah, we were working at the store until about 5. Then she went off to school. We were in the middle of inventory. Kathleen had a great system, but I couldn't understand it. We have reason to think that Kathleen was the person who did this. Do you know of any conflict she had with anyone recently? Boyfriend? She didn't have a boyfriend.
Oh no, the tramps would have all been connected.
I don't think so. She was a sweet girl. She had any issues with anyone in school? Anything you can think of. How did I know her? She was an art student. She was only there a couple times a week. Working in the studio all by herself. She was a good person, detective. She's too good sometimes.
Still my coffee hurts.
This is Joe. Just like a son to me. You say too good, honey.
She talk to anybody. Strangers, homeless guys.
So it just made the place rawer and rawer.
Kathleen had a good heart.
I'm trying to put
She
the
always felt
scorn
best
on
for
it.
people.
Only thing I can think of.
Do you know if she was dating any of these strangers or creeps by any chance?
I'm not sick like that kind of sick.
She was a good Catholic girl.
No. From now on, if I ain't gone,
Meep.
No, Kathy.
This makes Kathleen sound like Mother Teresa.
Yeah, well, that's what fathers do sometimes. You know, it's that unconditional love thing.
20-year-old junior like that and no boyfriend?
Oh, no enemies? No way.
Saturday on Law and Order SVU.
Shot in the back with laying face up and his shoes are on the wrong feet.
Someone is covering their tracks.
Just what I like. Smart predator.
But where do they lead?
Doctor, are all of your patients under control? They take their meds and work with their doctors. How can a sick mind recognize that it's ill?
Law and Order Special Agents.
Not really.
Saturday, 9, 8 Central.
I get calls every day saying he's tardy, but he's got permission to be tardy.
Nexium 24 Hour is the new #1 selling frequent heartburn brand in America. Well, plain and spicy, and complete protection with the purple pill. A new leader in frequent heartburn. That's Nexium level protection. Helpfulness is what life is all about. And Donna Mika, we think it's what insurance should be all about.
Well, one of the kids took it away from him.
Helpfulness. Insurance.
Love drama. Go on the first date. My passion is not betrayed. Here?
I think we're done here.
Hate drama. Go to cards on
He got that for a reason. To keep him from going off and getting ignorant when he's there. So he took it, he got it took out. But that other kid that was messed with him again yesterday. He got finished with his work, so he put him in the computer lab by himself, and that other little bastard came in there and shut it off. He walked over close enough to push that button, and I said, that's his personal space. There's no way you can shut off a computer without getting too close to somebody. I said, I'd elbow someone in the face if they come up behind me like that. Especially with his glasses on. About had it with him leaving that damn classroom. This is bullshit. If he's gonna leave that classroom, he needs to have someone else's ass in there, or he needs to take that little bastard out with him. Or send him to the principal's office while he's outside of the room. That's bullshit. They got a cop sitting up there. wasn't no one out there. Tell him, Gary can tell him too. Say, well, there may supposed to be, but there's not. Because Gary said he never sees anyone out there. Yeah. Well, they don't like you going up and sitting in the class, so if you want to get on and tell them, I want to go sit in this class. They didn't care for that at all.